Seeing nobody, all right. Presentation certificates.
Okay, we have several presentations this evening. We'll start with our Ram Pride Award winners for November. And I'd ask that Lindsay Frank, 8th grade ELA teacher at the middle school, and Mr. Nelson, principal at the middle school, if you would come forward. I'll start by reading Mr. Nelson's nomination of Mrs. Frank. It is my honor to nominate middle school teacher Lindsay Frank for the Ram Pride Award. Mrs. Frank continues to step up when the building is in need, and this year is no exception. Lindsay took on a new position as an 8th grade ELA teacher, took over the Builders Club, joined our PBIS committee, and continues to handle the special education coordination in the building. She is also providing support for our new intervention specialists here at the middle school. Lindsay is an advocate for kids and not only cares about their academic performance, but also their social and emotional well-being. She is someone that I can count on to be a leader in the building and is always willing to offer a helping hand. Could we recognize Mrs. Lindsay Frank?
Stand still.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Next, Mrs. Lynette Kaiser from Eastview, an administrative assistant there, and Mrs. Wigton, the principal of Eastview, if you would come forward. And I will read Mrs. Wigton's nomination information. I am honored to recommend Lynette Kaiser, our administrative assistant, for the Ram Pride Staff Member of the Month. She is the heart of our building, greeting every student, parent, and staff member with kindness and professionalism. Her attention to detail keeps our school running smoothly, and her willingness to go above and beyond ensures that everyone feels supported. Whether it's solving problems on the spot, keeping us organized, or offering a warm smile on a tough day, Mrs. Kaiser demonstrates dedication and compassion in all that she does. Her hard work and positive attitude make a difference every single day, and we are lucky to have her as the first face of our school. Mrs. Lynette Kaiser, Ram Pride Staff Member of the Month. Congratulations. Okay, next we have a number of students who received perfect test scores on the Ohio State test last school year. And our first students weren't able to be here tonight. These are high school students who in their American government class received perfect scores on the American government state test. Mr. Wade is their teacher, and he would have been their presenter tonight. But the two students who couldn't make it tonight are Nathan Hoffman and Bryce Tudor. So I'd still like to recognize them. Next is our 8th grade math perfect score. This student was actually a 7th grader who scored a perfect score on the 8th grade math test last year. And coming up to present her is Miss Gretchen Cooper, if she would come forward. And the student with the perfect score was Abigail Christ. If you'd like to say anything, feel free to do so. But you do not have to.
Well,
Start anything, Gretchen.
just real quick, because I appreciate her so much.
She's such a hard worker, and we worked together quite a bit. Like, if we did not know an answer, we went and found the answer. And we have a very close teacher-student relationship, and I'm so proud of her, so proud of her. And she was my driving force, because I knew she had gotten a perfect score every year, and days when I thought, oh, how am I going to make them understand this? I knew I could not let her not get a perfect score again. I just knew it. So she made me a better teacher.
Aw.
Congratulations.
For this whole board meeting, we got to stop these awards. Thank you.
Next, in the sixth grade math, and to present that is Miss Chris Moody, and she is on her way forward. And there were 3 students who had perfect scores in sixth grade math: Haley Hedrick, Milo McCann, and Eleanor Sidwell.
It wasn't me. It was all them. They're the brightest in Madison, and they prove it every year, so.
Well, you flatter me.
You need one more picture.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
All right, congratulations.
Next, we have 2 fifth grade math perfect score recipients. And coming forward is Mr. Troy Stimpert. And he will be presenting certificates to Lincoln Bays and Joel Robertson. Next, we have a couple of fourth grade math recipients, and they will be presented by Mr. Nelson and Lori Nichols. The first student, as I understand it, received a perfect score, I believe, outside of the Madison district last year, but we still wanted to recognize him, and that's Leon Couch. And the second one is Gabriel Utt. And last but certainly not least, our recipients in third grade math. Our presenters will be Scott Grogg and Madison Blanton. And the recipients are Miles Klecka and Livia Foote. Could we have one final round of applause for all those students with perfect scores?
All right, moving on. G, Administrative Committee reports. Legislative,
No report.
no report. Athletic Board,
We meet next month.
yep. Student Representative comments. Do we have, there she is. Come up, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Courtney Cyrus. So, basketball cheerleaders are learning new cheers and dances to get the fans excited for the upcoming season. Track has started winter conditioning with one of their new coaches, Joe Stupka, teaching the athletes exciting new methods. Boys basketball has a scrimmage tomorrow against River Valley and Upper Sandusky and are hoping for a win, while girls basketball played Highland in a scrimmage last night and won 44-27. Swim has been practicing for their first meet in December, and Skills USA will be attending their annual fall conference this weekend. They have no members competing for regional office, but the whole group is excited to be learning more about leadership. That's all.
Thank you. Facilities,
Good evening. Just a quick update in regards to the high school boiler project. We're on our closing stages of that right now. We're in the filling and flushing process as we speak. We're looking at Friday or possibly Monday as a first fire, just to get everything bedded in, see how things go with that. After that, we are in the process of our controls side of it. So we're working with our controllers to get everything put online. We'll go from there. But that's all I got for right now.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Board policy,
No.
nothing. Student achievement,
Okay. So at Eastview, they just finished celebrating their first quarter academic awards and PBIS petting zoo. Students are working hard and making growth each and every day. At Madison South, they have increased both their positive leadership referrals and academic shout-outs from this point last year. Both of these awards are presented weekly over the announcements and recognize students for being caught being a great leader or making some sort of awesome achievement throughout the week. They have given out 64 more leadership referrals in the first quarter of school as compared to last year and 145 more academic shout-outs. Keep up the good work, kiddos. At Mifflin, ODEW recently announced that students and staff earned their silver status for PBIS initiatives for the second year in a row. This is largely in part due to the effective and visible Tier 2 interventions for students needing support to stay on task and motivated to learn. Mifflin also recently celebrated veterans and their families by having its annual Veterans Day program, with its second graders singing songs and displaying flags in honor of those who serve. Second grade students also earned a grant to go on a field trip to the Columbus Zoo, which they enjoyed after the program. At the middle school, they had 72 students in the first quarter with all A's and 181 with all A's and B's. Multi-tiered systems of support are in full action at the middle school with currently 39 students in math and 56 students in ELA. Students in ELA are using the rewards program with support from our literacy coach from the state. The math students are front-loading math content for more individualized instruction that allows students to access content at their level with more one-on-one support. Perfect attendance so far this year, they have 78 students. This means they have not had an excused or unexcused absence or tardy so far this year. Middle school is hosting its first military appreciation breakfast on Friday, November 21st. The breakfast will be made by the 5th grade cooking club members. They're also hosting their first breakfast with Santa on Saturday, December 6th. The community will be able to come into the building that is decorated for Christmas and have a donut, decorate an ornament, and take their picture with Santa. This is sponsored by the Builders Club and Student Council. The middle school students and staff this year raised about $3,500 to sponsor several families here at the middle school for Mary Madison. At the high school, OCC leadership ran a food drive to support Hope Food Pantry. Over 375 pounds of food was donated. Key Club has been holding crochet parties to create warm clothing items to donate to homeless shelters. On November 10th, the high school held their annual College Credit Plus Information Night. They hosted presenters from The Ohio State University in Mansfield, Ashland University, Mount Vernon Nazarene, and North Central State College. It was a great turnout, and many students have already started getting things in motion to take College Credit Plus courses next school year. And lastly, at the Career Center, recent certification achievements, 5 out of 5 students passed their welding certifications, 1 out of 1 passed the medical assistant certification, and 8 out of 9 passed phlebotomy certifications. Recent enrollment achievements are they have 116 students actively enrolled or have completed programs to date in the 25-26 school year. 29 of our students are either actively enrolled or have completed the adult diploma program requirements to date in the 25-26 school year, with 33 students completing the adult diploma program in the 24-25 school year. And lastly, the Career Center partners with TrainCo for Class A CDL training, and there are 13 students to begin training on Monday, November 17th.
All right, thank you. Superintendent update?
Yeah, I have a few updates. We are about halfway through the second grading period with Thanksgiving break coming up next week. We'll be off Wednesday through Friday next week. We have senior citizen luncheons tomorrow, and I would like to just take a minute to give a shout out to Chef Mo, who is our culinary arts instructor, and her students. With those senior citizen luncheons, you know, we're having upwards of over 100 people come for those 2 luncheons, and they just do a tremendous job with the food and the service. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Chef Mo and her class for accommodating that and just doing a great job. Lastly, I guess I kind of want to take just a few moments to address where we are after the defeat of the levy and moving forward. I know there is a lot of anxiety out there amongst staff and in our community, and I can tell you that I am working very hard to get the planning process started for that. I certainly do not have all the answers right now, but we'll be working with staff, administration, the board, the treasurer to implement those reductions. I am certainly not happy to have to do those things. Certainly, I wish the levy would have passed and we wouldn't be in a position to have to cut. You know, we're probably looking at cuts, and these cuts are just to get through the end of next school year with a positive cash balance. We're not looking to cut more than what is absolutely necessary, but you know, those cuts are going to have to take place now, and we're talking about approaching $3 million in cuts with health insurance increases much higher than anticipated, and with what the county commissioners decided most recently, which cut our revenue by about $150,000. You know, that gap between having a positive cash balance and a negative cash balance has grown since the summertime when the initial plan was put together for the reductions. It was about $2 million in the summer, and that's grown to about $2.8 million. So I understand people are anxious. I'm anxious. I'm not sleeping well at night, to be honest with you. This is a very difficult time. I wish we were not where we're at. I wish the levy would have passed. You know, I worked very hard at trying to get that levy passed. And, you know, we're going to look at, you know, putting the levy back on the ballot and trying to increase our revenue so that we can maintain some staffing levels. But, you know, we are in a difficult spot. I feel for everybody out there. I'm going to try and develop a plan and work with others to develop a plan to do it the best way that we can and get through this and get into next school year. I wish we weren't here, but we are, and I'm going to do the best that I can for the district to help us get through this. I know that the last time we had to close a building, there was some real difficulty and hard feelings when people moved, and I've already spoken with our administrators, and we are going to open our buildings up to whatever staff lands in each building, and they're going to be welcomed, and that is going to be priority number one. So, again, I know people are anxious, and this is going to be a challenge, but I can tell you I'm going to give everything I've got to make this challenge the best that it possibly can be for our district. So that concludes my update.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Presentation, Mr. Grove.
All right. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit about Career Tech and a little bit of an update, along with some exciting things that we're doing in Career Tech. Tonight, on the agenda, we're going to cover a little bit of history or kind of where we started 50 years ago with Career Tech education, review the report card, some updates on recruitment and employment, future and focus in Career Tech, and then one of the new programs that we have this year for the first year, our RISE program. I will give you an update with that as well. So the history. Like I said, we are celebrating 50 years of Career Tech education, all the way back from 1975. As you notice, this picture is taken directly from the dedication program from 1975. And if you look closely there and notice that word or that phrase, vocational, a little bit of history with that. In 2006, when the federal level, there was a passage of the Carl D. Perkins Improvement Act, which changed, in essence, that term vocational to Career Tech education that we know it today. Like I said, again, celebrating 50 years. And in 1975, when the Career Tech or the vocational programs were started, there were a total of 18 programs. And they serviced around 418 students at that time. That was 60% of the junior class starting in 1975. A little bit of comparison to where we're at today. Currently, we have 11 programs. We service around 300 students. And our junior class for this year, that's about 74% of our junior class. And over a 5-year trend period, we've serviced typically over 70% or more of our junior students within a Career Tech program. From this dedication, I took this I guess this information here, this statement. And it states, it is anticipated that the technological and industrial complexities of the present decade will continue to grow. Vocational education can help the present generation to bridge the gap between education and entry into the job market. 50 years ago, or I should say 50 years later, this is so relevant to what we are doing each and every day with our students. And again, bridging that gap to entry into the job market is everything that we focus on in Career Tech education. So I just thought that was really interesting that was in the dedication program and just how relevant it still is today, 50 years later. Okay, moving on to our report card. I do want to notice the 5 stars up here on the left. For the 3rd consecutive year, we are a 5-star Career Tech Planning District, which that equates to about 1/3 of the percent of the Career Tech Planning Districts are able to reach that mark. So, we are in the top third of the state of Ohio in our Career Tech Planning Districts with our overall 5-star rating. So I want to congratulate all the staff, every person that went into this. Again, this is a Career Tech Planning District, so pre-K through 12, guidance counselors, bus drivers, custodial staff, our food service staff, every single person played a part of this 5-star rating. So I want to congratulate all of them for that rating as well. I do want to take a special moment too to recognize the Career Tech staff too. There are several components that have their programs have direct impact on these ratings. So I do want to recognize our instructors for their outstanding work that they're doing each and every day as well. Going technical skill attainment, we'll just hit these one by one here. I do want to say overall, every component on this report card did increase. We increased in percentages other than the post-program outcomes down there on the bottom right. That is a little bit less in our control, I would say, because that is looking at the employment, 2 or 4 year, if students attend a 2 or 4 year university, if they go to the military and so forth. So, we can't force and tell a student, hey, you're going to go to college, or you're going to do this, right? There's a little bit of student choice with that, but we do have to document where they go. The technical skill attainment, that is our web exams, again, industry specific to each program. In essence, that's their end of course exam for each program. And we have 95.6% of our students achieving proficient or better within their technical skill attainment or their web exams. Performance index, we did increase, even though, we weren't quite to our goal with that 4 or 5 stars, but we are increasing. Performance index does calculate and include, when students become concentrators, their end of course exams for English, social studies, science, and math. So it's not just particularly how they do within their web exams. It does add those end of course exams within that rating as well. So again, that's encompassing the CTPD as those students take those exams. 4 and 5 year graduation rate are pretty self-explanatory, continuing to rise in percentages of those as well. Career and post-secondary readiness, a very complex formula. Basically, it looks at ACT scores, industry recognized credentials, military readiness, career tech student organization leadership roles. The technical skill attainment does get involved with that as well. And then our work readiness or our Ohio job readiness seal, again, very complex formula, but we did increase and we were still 5 stars with that as well. So that's our overall Career Tech Planning District report card. Recruitment and employment. To the left there are work-based learning hours. These are specifically for our seniors that are out on work placement. Currently, we have just a little bit over 70 students participating in work-based learning placements. We have several, I think it's over 67 local partners and businesses and companies that we work with our students for their placements. And they've generated, it's probably a little bit more already this week, but earlier this week, they've already generated over 5,000 work hours from the start of September. So they're doing very, very well. Industry recognized credentials, these could be from our juniors or seniors. The credentials such as OSHA, NCCER when it comes to different levels of construction and electricity, our ASE certifications, our CNAs. All of our programs have the capability of earning up to or more 12 industry recognized credentials. That is our mark, is we want every student to earn at least 12 industry recognized credentials. So as you see there, we're doing very well. Long way to go. We're not quite even halfway through the school year, so we have many, many more credentials to earn, our students do. To the right, if you were to put every single sophomore in our building, if they were to be able to get their first choice of program, and again, that's 100% of our students entering into career tech as sophomores. We know that's not going to be true. But if they were to choose and select their first choice program, that's how it would shake out. So you can see some of those numbers there that are very, very popular. At this level, currently 6 at the junior level with our junior placements. 6 of the 10 traditional programs are completely full. Of the remaining 4 that we have, one of them is in the 90% that is full, and the other 3 are anywhere from between 60 and 75% full. So again, a lot of interest and programs are being filled up. Future and focus. Bottom line is we need to continue to be creative with the types of career tech education that we are offering across the district. There is a lot of push for career tech education to continue to grow at the middle school level as well. I've had some conversations with Mr. Nelson and their counseling department on how we can continue to grow career tech education at the middle school level, as well as continue to grow it at the high school level too. Delivery to all students, no matter what their status is. We're focusing on an increase of non-traditional student placement. Again, those programs that are either male or female dominant, how do we get the opposite enrolled, which is the only federal indicator, I will say. That is the only federal indicator that we did not meet this year. It's very difficult because our placements are, when they're full, they're random. We don't select, we don't do interview processes. So we can guide and we can do those types of things, but at the end of the day, the students get to select the program that they're interested most in and that aligns to their career goals. Moving on here, maybe, okay. Wanted to update you on our newest program, which is the RISE program. That stands for Real Independent Skills Through Education. Mrs. Von Stein, she is doing an incredible job with our students. Right now we have, I believe, 11 students enrolled from our juniors to our seniors. And those students are we're servicing our students with low incident disabilities. And giving them a pathway, a career tech pathway. She's done an outstanding job with engaging the students and getting them involved and engaged in building those work skills and work experiences that the ultimate goal is to get them integrated into employment, get them integrated into something that they can do to continue for the rest of their lives. So it's amazing things. If you ever get a chance to stop in, I strongly encourage you to stop in and visit Mrs. Von Stein in that program. Anywhere from learning laundry skills, baking, cooking, cleaning, and again, that whole focus is that transition to work, and she's doing an outstanding job. Some of the supports and things that she has within her program, that again, it's hard work on her part. She's gone out and received donations to support the program for her students to be able to take different field trips and visit different local businesses. I do want to say thank you to Chef Mo, to Mr. Blankenship and the staff in our kitchen at the high school and Mr. Yost, because those students do have experiences within the food service department, also within the Ramble Land, and also with transportation, helping clean buses, windows, and those types of things. So really a phenomenal job and a really cool program that I'm really excited to see it continue to grow. All right, and that is it. Are there any questions? No? Awesome, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I'll entertain a motion on item I, donations.
So moved. I'll second. Amy.
Oh, got it.
First.
Discussion?
I'd just like to thank all of our partners who have made these donations. We certainly recognize that there are many things that we wouldn't be able to do without businesses and organizations who are willing to donate funds to our district. So we certainly appreciate those donations.
Roll call, please.
Miss Amy Walker,
4.
Mr. Wigton,
4.
Mrs. Melissa Walker,
4.
Mrs. Cotterman,
4.
Mr. Mosier.
4. Entertain a motion for treasurer business report.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
First thing we'll talk about, I'll integrate them a little bit because we're going to talk about the monthly financial report, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the insurance premium renewal rates, which I've already given you. So first thing we'll talk about is revenues. I don't know if you recall last month I said the homestead and rollback reimbursement from the state was a month early. It was given in September. Usually we get it in October, so that's why the month-over-month change for October is a little bit, I know it's small. That's why it's lower than what it was last month. You know, the overall state foundation, we're just slightly up, barely over 1%. It's basically flat. And the one thing that I haven't put into any of these things yet is the reduction in revenues that is a result of the piggyback that the commissioners did. So basically, it took $150,000 out of our revenue. But that being said, that is part of the forecast. Right now, from what was budgeted, we're pretty close. We're on target. Last year, we had about 38% of our revenue collected at this time, and this year we're about the same. Expenditures, you know, yeah, they're down overall, but the reductions have been in like purchase services, supplies, and capital outlay. Benefits and actually health insurance have increased. Health insurance increased more than supplies have decreased, though. I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to go off track here a little bit. You know, Mr. Peterson talked about, you know, not being able to sleep at night because, you know, of everything that's going on, and he talked about the difference between June, July, the precautionary written plan, and now. So, you know, when we talk about our insurance premiums, they're going to go up 18%. That's $1.8 million. That means before they were $10 million. Well, if I'm 97% accurate on what the insurance premiums are going to be in a year from now, which is what is going to predict what we're going to end up at in the end of next year's school. If I'm 97% accurate, I'm only 3% off. That's $300,000. Okay, so when I'm sitting here trying to figure out, for a lack of a better word, predict, you know, where health insurance premiums are going to be in a year from now. Like now, I know what they're going to be for the next 12 months. I can guess based on historical trends, what our 024 self-funded balance is and what the insurance trends are nationally. But, you know, 3% off and it's $300,000. That's a lot of money. And I didn't know 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that the commissioners were going to take $150,000 from us. You asked me in June and July, I wouldn't have anticipated an 18% increase in health insurance, 13, because we had 16 last year. But an 18, that's ridiculous. So if I predicted 13 and it went up 18, that's 5%. That's $500,000. That's a lot of money. And I'm sorry, there's nobody out here that's going to be able to predict 100% exactly what our insurance premiums are going to be 12 months from now. I mean, I think 97, 98% accurate is pretty good, but still, pretty good is a couple $100,000 off. So when Mr. Peterson talked about, things being different now than they were in June, there's why. Expenditures, like I said, overall are down, but we are actually, in most of the line items, very, very, very close to what I have budgeted and forecasted. For example, the end of October, we're 33.33% through the end of the fiscal year, right? Well, 33.26 is where we're at in salaries, right on target. 32.13 is where we're at in benefits, right on target. 35.66 in purchase services. Even though that sounds high, it's right on target because like we paid all of our insurance for property and casualty up front. There's certain purchase services that we're already at 100% of. So those things make sense. But, the difference between 33.33 and 33.26 is very, very slim. So, one person coming in, one student coming in that's high needs that ends up costing us $80, $90, $100,000 could completely throw this off. A dozen people going from masters to masters plus 15 or masters plus 30 over a year's time can completely throw this off. So right now, from what is budgeted and what is forecasted, we're on track. I'm currently, Mr. Peterson and I are going through things, and I'm looking at the forecast and budgets. I've talked to multiple directors and principals about changes in budgets, and I'm going through it with a fine-tooth comb. Doesn't mean things aren't going to change. It just means that right now, what I have budgeted and what I have forecasted are on track, but we're on razor's edge. And when I talked a little bit about being on track, that's this, where we're at compared to last year and where we're at overall in the forecast. The next thing we're going to talk about is the health insurance premium renewal rates. I gave you those rates in the packet. I didn't put them on the board agenda because it would have made it 20 pages long. It's ridiculous. Because there's wellness, non-wellness, certified, classified, health savings account. You guys got all of them. Overall, the general gist is went from $10 million to $11.8 million of premium increase. It's an 18% increase. We are switching to Jefferson Health Plan. You guys approved that at the last meeting. I've signed a whole bunch of paperwork. I've had multiple meetings, hoping they're at our next insurance committee meeting, which is on December 3rd. The goal is to stabilize this fluctuation and get us at least better off than we are. There's multiple things we're doing and going to do to try to stabilize this, but we're health insurance. I don't know how many times that you guys have heard me say it, health insurance is bankrupting us. It's outrageous. So that is what I have for my treasurer's report. Do you guys have anything you would like to ask me? All right, Mrs. Melissa Walker.
4.
Mr. Wigton.
4.
Miss Amy Walker.
4.
Mrs. Cotterman.
4.
Mr. Mosher.
4. Item K, strategic plan, student learning. Oh, Bear's coming, take her. He's looking for help.
starting.
Who's first?
Yeah, what a way to follow, huh? I get an opportunity to follow Mr. Stevens. You should have in your packet some information about our strategic plan. Hopefully you have that. If not, I can hit some of the highlights. One of them is our performance index. Our goal is 3 points that we want to maintain or continue to grow with that. And what we have done, actually identified last year and continuing this year, we've identified gaps within those scores of where we need to zero in and try to improve, such things as gifted scores, attendance, few other things. And in order to work with that, we've been meeting with the building principals on a quarterly basis, just to touch base, to make sure we're still moving forward, to make sure those things are at the forefront of what they're trying to do and how we can support that within the buildings. I think it's been very beneficial, and it's something we'll continue on through this year. We have identified some areas that we can improve, and we're starting to see those things take place at a very concerted effort within the building, but also carrying that message across the district. So that is our first piece of our strategic plan.
The second goal that we have, it hasn't changed in the last 3 years. It's about offering interventions and supports to our students, and also gifted education and finding places where we can provide enrichment during the school day. And those are continuing. This year we're adding a documentation piece where we are documenting all of our reading improvement monitoring plans, all of our interventions that we're doing. We're using Data Map, which is a program we already have access to. We're just putting everything there to house it. So when that student moves to the next grade level, we can see things that we've already done, we've already tried, and to do a better job supporting them. So that's all we have. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, item L, matters related to personnel. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion.
I'd just like to recognize our retirees. We'll recognize them more formally at the May meeting and invite them to attend, but Lori Camillo, Goldie Spencer, and Jim Dillon have all submitted their retirement paperwork. And between the three of them, I looked it up, and they've provided 85 years of service to our district. So looks like Mr. Dillon is going to apply to retire and be rehired, but I think the other two are definitely going to retire, so they will be sadly missed. So just wanted to recognize them briefly.
All right, thank you. Vote, please.
Mr. Rickton?
4.
Mrs. Melissa Walker?
4.
Miss Amy Walker?
4.
Mrs. Cotterman?
4.
Mr. Mosier?
4. Superintendent business. Item N, entertain a motion to support this.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second.
and discussion.
Oh, my God.
Just want to comment briefly on a couple of the items. I've already addressed them a little bit in my update, but item number 1, in order to avoid a negative cash balance, recommending the closure of Mifflin Elementary and moving to grade level buildings with the 2 remaining elementary buildings. And I know there have been a couple of questions and concerns surrounding why Mifflin, and I guess the answer, the response to that one is there's a portion of that building that's 16 years older than Eastview, which creates some challenges. And then just the long-term maintenance of that building. I've had conversations with Mr. Nearon, our operations supervisor, and there is significantly more concern with the long-term maintenance of Mifflin as opposed to Eastview. And then the other piece to that, I know there is a concern with Eastview and classrooms having steps to all of the classrooms, and our students who might be wheelchair bound or have mobility issues. And we are working on a plan for that. Mr. Neron, Mr. Roth, our Student Services Director, and Mr. McVicker were all out in our buildings reviewing those things. And while we may not have an exact plan in place now, we are working towards that, understand that issue, and we'll have a plan in place for our students that need that. Item number 4, the recommendation of the reduction of staff. The reason that I put in there not less than 26 positions, it's going to have to be more than that, and that is a result of what Mr. Stevens and I both have been discussing tonight, where the deficit, the cash balance, negative cash balance that we thought was going to be $2 million in the summer is now about $2.8 million. So we're going to be looking at everything outside of staffing to try and minimize the staff reductions. But 85% of our budget is in staffing. So that's where the majority of them cuts will come. But we will be looking at other things too to try and minimize what we have to do in staffing reductions. And that's all I have.
Any other comments, discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Melissa Walker.
4.
Miss Amy Walker.
4.
Mrs. Cotterman.
4.
Mr. Wigton.
4.
Mr. Mosier.
4. Any visitors' comment? You come up to the mic and identify yourself. Please identify yourself, where you live and all that, and you got 3 minutes.
Whoa, that's very loud, sorry. Using my big voice. I'm Sarah Miller, 958 Fleming Falls Road. I know there's been lots of discussion about the closing of Mifflin, and I just want to keep it short and sweet, and all I would have to say is that I would encourage all of you and anybody involved in the planning to make Eastview and South handicap accessible. I would encourage you, highly encourage you to come and meet the students that rely on the handicap accessibility of Mifflin. So that is all I have to say.
Thank you very much.
Good job, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi.
Miles Hain, Stewart Road. First of all,
Your address,
I'm sorry?
Your address is Stewart?
1410 Stewart Road.
Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to say that I think everybody did the right thing on trying to pass the income tax levy. I think eventually you're going to have to go that way anyway because property taxes aren't going to do it. However, at the committee meeting, I mentioned that there were people, that always say levies don't pass because people in Madison don't care about education. And the honest truth of that is that usually comes from employees of the school. We heard it during the campaign from employees of the school. That undermines you. That kind of thing hurts you. Not only do they say that, but those aren't the people that were out there helping to try to pass the levy either. You can't have that. We got to do better, okay? When they do that, when they're complaining about things like that, that's what I call whining. I call it whining because if you've got a problem and you try to do something about it, that's one thing. If you've got a problem and all you do is complain about it, that's whining. You're at a position now where we can either whine or we can look at this and say, what could we have done better? The reality is, anytime a levy doesn't pass, it's because we didn't do something well enough. And I'm saying we because we're all in this. Okay? There are a number of things we could have done better. Should have started earlier with the campaign. We didn't get started soon enough for this kind of a thing. There had to be a lot of education going on. of the public. We tried to get to the retired people, and that was the right thing to do, but there was still an awful lot of them that didn't understand it, so they voted against it. Inadvertently, by not saying what there was in it for the people that are working, we basically pit the retired people against the working people. That's not the way to be successful. At the committee meeting, I mentioned that you had to have something, a reason for the working people to vote for it too, but that was kind of overlooked. There are a number of reasons why we should get them to vote for it, and I hope we try it again and do a better job. At that meeting, I also asked everybody that was there, many of you were there, what kind of vision you had for Madison schools, and nobody said anything. The problem is that if you don't have a vision, you don't know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. Some of you might have thought, well, what has that got to do with trying to pass a levy right now? Well, if you want to get the working people and the people that have kids here to vote for things, you've got to give them something positive, not just negative. Other than this thing for the retirees, I cannot remember a time that Madison ever tried to pass a levy by saying something positive. It's always been, if you don't give us what we're asking for, we're going to hurt you. We're going to close schools, we're going to stop busing, we're going to cancel sports, we're going to lay off teachers. That's a negative. You've got to have a positive too. Give people a reason to want to vote for it, not try to intimidate them or coerce them into voting for it.
1 minute.
I'm sorry?
1 minute to go.
Okay.
You're doing good.
I said I'd had a vision, so I'll give you an idea what it is in a minute if I can. In the high school level, I think we should look to using more and more computers. I think everything should be pretty much computerized. You could reduce the number of teachers, maybe do like colleges do and have teachers' aides helping out. You can standardize things. If you have things done on computers, when a student takes a test or anything, they get instant feedback. Everybody learns better if they have instant feedback, not if you get the answer a day or 2 days or a week later. Instant feedback works. If you do that, somebody could take a test and get the grade as they walk out. You can take it a step farther to the point that when the quarter ends or your grading period ends, they can get their grade as they walk out of class. You can do that all the way to their graduation, where they graduate, you give them a diploma and you give them a thumb drive that has their entire educational history on it. You can do that. It can be done, and you can use AI. In the middle school, you would have a blend between the 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th. And the 7th and 8th, you start them more into the computers. Before that, you're going to need more of the teachers. Okay? Down at the elementary school, you're going to need more teachers and practically no computerized, because screen time isn't good for the little kids. But the teachers can still have everything computerized across the district so that everything is standardized. That would be my vision. You guys have to come up with your own. But whatever it is, you have to have a goal so that you can give something positive, give people a reason to vote for these things other than we're going to hurt you if you don't. That's my opinion. Thank you.
All right, that's time. Thank you. Any other visitor comment? Come on up, please. Identify yourself and give them your address, please.
Sure. Charles Canning Camp, 524 Michigan Avenue.
Thank you.
I'm the owner of Pronto Pizza here in Madison. My family and I are longtime members of this community. My parents, myself, and all 4 of my children went to Madison schools. My roots here run deep, and I take pride in supporting Madison. There's been ongoing claims from the athletic office and the athletic boosters that there's groups or organizations that are running concessions are required to buy pizza from Giannino's. They're saying it's because there's a contract. Whether it's a food trailer outside of a field or one of our publicly owned concession stands here in the school, the groups and organizations that take all the proceeds, they pay for all their stuff. That's what's happening here. They buy all their food, they buy all their drinks. The athletics have nothing to do with it. They should be able to choose where they buy their food. Not the athletics. The athletics should have nothing to do with that. In the fall of '23, I had the same issue. When we researched it, I talked with the school administration, and we thought it was smashed, and there is no such contract with G&Nos between the school or any organization for that matter. Yet the misinformation persists, and it's causing me to not have the ability to do what I want for the schools. And it's cost my business thousands of dollars. I want to acknowledge that G&Nos has been very generous with the school system here, but Pronto Pizza and myself have been steadfast supporters as well. I spent 15 years fundraising, working concessions for the Madison Music Boosters, dedicated over 70 hours a month, sometimes way more. I helped raise thousands of dollars for new uniforms, instruments, upgrades to the concession stand, and me personally, I was involved with most of the new trailer you guys see outside the high school. That was pretty much me. I spent 12 years, every Wednesday, every Sunday, working bingo. I was the kitchen manager there. I held the food license for the safety and helped maintain the building. I did most of the maintenance there. This commitment has, made me miss a lot from my children from their performances. I wasn't in the stands. I was behind the scenes. I was helping these clubs thrive.
1 minute.
Excuse me.
1 minute.
Okay. I didn't do this for recognition, but I did it to help the students. As a business owner, I've provided free meals for the sports teams, sponsored clubs, and donated hundreds of gift cards for student rewards, and purchased ads in every program that I was asked to support. Tonight, I asked you simply for fairness. I am not seeking special treatment. I just want the same opportunity as other local businesses to help support Madison schools. Exclusive arrangements, formal or informal, limit the ability to give back and weaken my community spirit. I respectfully ask the board to clarify the board's policy on vendors selection for concessions and all organizations, so all organizations can freely choose who they want to purchase food and supplies for resale. Let's end the misinformation and make sure that every local business gets the chance to help the schools and the students. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Any other guest speaker? All right, moving on. President's business. Oh, is there no? Oh, sorry. You had your hands full a minute ago.
Yeah, sorry about that.
How you doing?
Good, how are
And
you?
identify yourself and tell them where you're.
Braden Hain, 501 Esley Lane. I didn't really plan on saying anything, so this is all very off of the cuff, but I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror if I didn't try to do what's best for my kids. So those are my two back there. Currently at Mifflin Elementary School, which is the reason I'm here. I feel like closing Mifflin is very short-sighted. I don't feel like it would be. I understand that Madison is in a very financially tough spot right now, but closing Mifflin, I do not feel like that's even an answer that should be considered without it being, there being anything else that we could consider. Feel like, if we close Mifflin, then what happens to that property? It's just going to become more storage units, and God knows we have plenty of those around here. It's just going to hurt property value around here, going to fill the classrooms. Kids aren't going to get the education that they need. Education in general will suffer. I just feel like if there's anything else that we can consider, that should be the last resort. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else like to speak? All right, moving on. Thank you very much for your time, everybody. President's business, we need to take a motion to entertain the president's business.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion, any? What we're going to do is we'll take nominations for item 1 and appointment of a citizen representative for a complaint review committee for the Book of Dogmane, Mothering Heights. Open nominations for this.
I'll nominate Sonny Christ, community member.
Sanja Christ?
Sonny,
Sani, S-O-N-I.
S-O-N-I, oh, Sonny, okay.
C-R-I-S-T.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? And any other nominations? None? So, Sonny Chris by Amy Walker on a motion entertain a motion to nominate or accept Sonny Chris.
I'll move.
All right, and then this should be a motion to close all of them. Sorry about that.
You need a second on that.
This is closed, and then second by
I'll do it.
Melissa first.
Okay,
Okay,
so this is the vote to close
to close nominations.
nominations. Melissa Walker,
4.
Tim Wigton,
4.
Mrs. Cotterman,
4.
Miss Walker,
4.
Mr. Mosier.
4. And it's not necessary to vote since she's the only one. Moving on to, we're going into the executive session. Can we have a motion?
So moved?
I'll second.
And there will not be a vote afterwards, after we get done. And we'll go into executive session. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, we need to vote on it.
About to go, oh yeah, got to vote on, sorry. Brad, got to vote on that.
Okay, Mr. Wigton,
4.
Mrs. Melissa, did Miss Amy Walker second it?
Yes.
4. Yeah.
Mrs. Melissa Walker?
4.
Mrs. Cotterman?
4.
Mr. Mosier?
4.
Throw my
Now we're going into executive.
I did that too. I'm telling you.